For all your t-shirt needs, check out TeePublic's Killer Selection. Follow the link in the description. Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and today I want to talk to you guys about 1980's Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties, a film by Jess Franco. Now, this is partially going to be a review of the movie as well as a review of this Blu-ray release from Severin Films. Now, I was more than aware of Jess Franco's reputation. His reputation as a sleazemeister definitely precedes him. Now, I'd never heard of the movie Two Female Spies in Flowered Panties. So, taking this awesome title into account, along with the fact that it is directed by Jess Franco, and this was an absolute no-brainer. I had to watch this movie. And Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties is about two female spies. And even though they spend a good deal of the movie in their panties, or less, actually I think they spend more time in less, I don't recall any instance in which they were wearing flowered panties. Now, the movie revolves around these two jailed strippers who are offered their freedom in exchange for becoming spies for the U.S. government. And their tryout is to perform what has to be the worst, most awkward, uncomfortable striptease ever committed to film. Neither one of these ladies are very coordinated, and they're dancing to no music. They're actually either humming or kind of making musical noises with their mouths while they do this very uncoordinated dance. And I think it's intended to be really bad as kind of a comical thing, because the shadowy U.S. government figure who is watching them and critiquing their dancing at the end of it says, "That's the worst striptease I've ever seen. They'll do." So I guess the prerequisites to become a undercover female spy for the U.S. government in Jess Franco's world is you have to be a really bad stripper. From there, the movie turns into a dizzying mishmash of action, comedy, satire, combined with some really, brutal torture sequences that just kind of come out of left field. And this thing is sleazy. It's sleaze on sleaze with a side of sleaze. There's maybe a good, 15 minutes of actual material in this movie, and the rest of it is just, put it this way, I've seen adult movies that were less sleazy and had more material to them. There's a subplot involving this evil couple. The evil woman shines a mood ring into the eyes of women, and it robs them of their will, and it turns them into slaves, and this evil couple sells them as slaves on the white slave market. There's a character in the film who is clearly very, very gay, and he is depicted with some of the most over-the-top, stereotypical gay stereotypes that you could possibly imagine, something that today you couldn't commit it to film or to any artistic medium, because it's just not even remotely close to being anywhere near the realm of political correctness. And one of the female spies takes a liking to him, and there's a sequence in which the two are getting intimate. And he's not enjoying the intimacy. She is really enjoying the intimacy, and it's really walking this very fine line between comedy and it's very disturbing. I pretty much got exactly what I thought I was going to get out of Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties. As I said, there's about 15 minutes of actual material here. And that material is not very good. It's really poorly written. The acting is not good. The dubbing is not good. And I wish it was, I think I expected, kind of so bad it's good. It's just so bad it's kind of bad, really, unfortunately. And you have like these really incredibly silly sequences that are clearly played up for intentional humor that are preceded by insanely sleazy moments that are played for just the purposes of out and out sleaze, that are then followed by moments of like ridiculous brutality and torture. And I was dizzy. I had a headache by the end of this movie. And that's definitely not what I was expecting out of a Jess Franco movie entitled Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties. As for this Blu-ray from Severin Films, the picture quality and the sound quality are both really good. However, on Blu-ray, you can tell that there was a lot of this movie that was shot out of focus. Now, I'm not sure if there was some sort of artistic reason why certain sequences were shot out of focus, or if Jess Franco was just like, this is a sequence of two people talking. I don't care. I can assure you the sleazy moments were in perfect focus. The release comes with the Blu-ray, which I've got in my Blu-ray player, a DVD with the original title of the film, El Palo de Fuego, and we have a reversible sleeve here, which I think is actually really cool. Check that out. That's some pretty nice cover art there. And then, of course, you've got some new artwork there for the cover. As far as extras are concerned, we have Two Cats in the Canaries, an interview with director Jess Franco. It's 10 minutes and 28 seconds in length. Mr. Franco discusses shooting the film in the Canary Islands and how delightful it was to shoot there with the beautiful weather and the beautiful people. Pretty nice but brief interview with Mr. Franco, just 10 minutes and 28 seconds in length. Next up, we've got filmmaker Donald Farmer interviews longtime Franco composer Daniel White. It's 11 minutes and 51 seconds in length. Mr. White discusses his early days as a composer. He discusses Jess Franco as a quote-unquote complete filmmaker who understood every aspect of filmmaking. He discusses several other films he worked on with Mr. Franco as well. Again, kind of a brief interview with Mr. White, 11 minutes and 51 seconds in length, but nice interview nevertheless. Next up, we have got Stephen Thrower on Two Female Spies. It's 28 minutes and 46 seconds in length. Mr. Thrower discusses the era in which Two Female Spies was made and what was going on in Jess Franco's life at the time, including a divorce and the death of his close friend and producer. Mr. Thrower breaks down and analyzes Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties in such an articulate and intelligent way. Clearly, this movie was never intended to be broken down and analyzed in really any way, but Mr. Thrower gives it a great try, and he actually makes the movie sound a lot better than it is. We also have outtakes and a theatrical trailer. This is a really nice release from the folks over at Severin Films. I did not see this movie coming, and I can't necessarily recommend it. If you're a hardcore fan of Jess Franco's films, you're probably going to really like Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties. If you're not a fan of Jess Franco, or you have no idea who Jess Franco is, you might want to steer clear. However, if you are a fan of Jess Franco, you should definitely look into this Blu-ray release. The picture quality and the sound quality are both pretty good, and you've got some nice extras thrown on here as well. Very nice release from the folks over at Severin Films. If you've seen Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties, please let me know what you think of it down in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.